all, Cynthia here, welcome. Today I'm doing a Project Life layout. This is going to be my February 2017 spread. So I've pulled out all the papers here from my current and previous scrappery kit club. There's probably around about maybe papers from, I'd say, 3 months worth of kits here. So I've just combined them all, and we'll pull out the bits and pieces that I think will go together to make a layout. Mounting all my photos here on some white cardstock, and I'm just using the packaging from some of the ephemera that's come in the pack. I've now mounted all of my photos, and I'm going to go through and cut the papers down to the right size. I love this piece of paper, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's white with gold glittery circles on it. I hadn't used it up to this stage, so I cut it and I'm going to use it as my title card. Then I go through the rest of the papers to see what I can cut to make some 4x6 and 3x4 cards. I'm going to use this paper here as well. This is a gorgeous paper. I've just got to get my mind around which way I need to cut it so the hearts are going to be in the right direction. It takes me a moment to figure that out. So I think, yes, I just had to cut one more, and that will give me the 4 3x4 cards that I need. How has everyone been? I'm doing this voiceover on Good Friday, so I hope everyone's having a good Easter so far and has some lovely plans over Easter to either catch up with family or friends, or just have some nice quiet time to yourself. Hopefully you're managing to sneak away into the craft room and do a little bit of scrapping. My husband's working all weekend this weekend, so it's just myself and our boy. So we've already managed to do a craft project together this morning, which is fantastic. And he's now out in the living area playing Lego while I do the voiceover. It's not a very warm day here today. It's quite cold and overcast. Back to the spread here. You saw me with this, what is it, specialty paper with the chevron arrows on it. I think I will lay that down over top of that orange polka dot, because I don't particularly like the orange polka dot as it is, but if I can sort of break it up a little bit, that'll look a lot better. So I've cut this paper down here. I like the writing, but it wasn't quite wide enough to make a full card, so I've just joined some together. And here you go, I'm starting to glue this onto the that orange polka dot as I spoke about. And I've actually, once I put it down, I realised I wished I had moved it down a little bit so that end wasn't there. You can see I'm trying to make it slip, but no, didn't take long for it to stick together. So as you can see, on one end of the card, the chevron sort of just are cut off, whereas the other end there's a solid white line. I would have preferred it if they were cut off on both, but it wasn't to be. And I didn't think I could have actually went back and just snipped those little white lines out or off, but didn't think of that until now. Looking back at it now, thinking, oh, I could have done that. So I have this photo here, which is a full 3x4, and I initially mounted it on some white cardstock. Then I thought, hang on, That's going to make it a little bit too big, and I don't really want to cut the photo down. So I decide to cut the white border off and just use it as a whole photo within that pocket. So I've gone through and put the photos where I think they will go. I'm going to use that beautiful gold "You and Me equals us" on this photo. It's just my son and I. Selfie we took it when was off camping one weekend. And I cut this specialty paper again in half, and I've decided to put some of the arrows pointing to the two photos up the top. So that one there that is pointing to is a load of logs that we got delivered. So about 15 tonne of wood, which my husband will dutifully cut up, which I think is pretty much worked through most of it already. And the bottom photo on that top card is of Edward. What did he do? Oh, he had pulled out my waste box that I have under my desk. It's all got offcuts and bits of paper and all the rest of it. And then he got out a couple of his big garbage trucks, and he went ahead and tipped all the box out on the ground and used the garbage truck to pick it up and take it to the rubbish dump. And so that was a bit of a mess across the kitchen floor for a few hours. This photo here that I'm sticking down there, I was just one of me at work, I think. Actually, I decided to do a little bit of work. February and March for me was a crazily busy time at work. Had to set up and participate in a lot of expos, and yeah, it was just a crazy time. Thankfully, it's starting to settle down a little bit now. So that photo was just a snapshot of one of the first ones that we set up. That one is a photo of Edward when we went to the craft expo that I think I spoke about in one of the previous videos. They had this corner set up where you could take photos, and it looked a little bit 3D like, so it sort of made to look like you're standing up on top of that thimble when in reality you was just standing on the floor. So I've cut out a heart from that piece of paper and have just gone to mount it on that photo of Edward receiving a certificate in assembly for displaying an inquisitive mind in science, I think it was. So that's a little proud mummy moment there. And he's as proud as Punch with his certificate. These two photos are once again of kind of Edward. That's him. He built a little fort on his bedroom floor. So laid some doonas down and then used some cushions and some boxes and put a roof on it and threw a doona over it, and he's camping out in Steve Backshall style. And if anyone doesn't know who Steve Backshall is, he's the man off Deadly 60, and my son loves him. So he quite often wants to do sleep like Steve Backshall, which basically means sleep on the floor. I think if you're mad enough to do it, you can go ahead, but I'm certainly not going to get down on the floor and sleep as well. Ooh. Oops. So come back a different day here, pulled out some stickers and bits and pieces from my stash and going to use some of those. Put a couple of those labels down. I obviously pulled that sticker up on that first one that I had and moved it down to that one there with Edward. That gold sticker that I'm pulling off there says capture this moment. I really struggled to use those stickers. They're from such a long time ago. When I say long time, they must be 12, 18 months old now, if not more. And I really struggled to use them. So I just go through, have a look to see what I can put down. Decide I'm going to work on my title card. I know I'm going to write on this label and make a spelling mistake straight away. So I think I cut another label. I thought I might keep going, but no. I cut another label and put it down because, yeah. Right, try again. Sometimes I wish I wasn't quite as lazy and I'd go and type all my journaling up on the computer and print it all out, but that seems like far too much work. So I managed to squeeze it on this time and just saying how proud I was of him for his certificate. And now I'm looking for some stickers to go on that card. I really don't know what colour to use. And I end up pulling out this little bit of orange and pink card, and I use that. So I mount that on that specialty paper, on that glitter, and then I put my title on it with these stickers, and I pull away because they are one very hard lot of stickers or stickers to put down. They're so flimsy and hard to get straight. Oh, I don't know what's going on with my camera here. I see I've got a filter or something on it. Going through and going to find something that I can put my journaling down on this card. So I just grab out a scrap of this paper, turn it into a fish tail banner, slip it under there and write my journaling. Just talking about how he's made a cave in his room for him to sleep in for the night. It's not very good photos though. Obviously it's night by this stage and I did use the flash just on the camera, on the phone. But that's okay. It's documenting the occasion and the things he liked to do at the time, so I'm happy with that. I think this is getting close to the end. It's just that one card now that has the hearts on it that I decide I want to do some more with. So I have a look to see what I can put on that card. In a minute I do anyway, after I pack up and tidy up. You know, I'm like, I need to pack away as I go. Thinking. Fingers are tapping. I go through this little tray of stuff that I've had out with lots of gold and orange bits and pieces, and I didn't use any of that. But then I pull out this flower that I've cut out from the papers previously, and I had inked the edges for I was going to use it on another layout, and I had inked the edges, but I just cut the edges off, and I'm going to lay that down there. First I'm going to cut that little heart out because I decided I can use that, and lay that over there, and then I just lay this little flower thing down, and I tuck my heart into that one so to continue that theme. So I've got a couple of those hearts spread out through the page. What else do? I just put some tape on the back of that to cover up that hole. That's really about it for this layout. It's not much else done. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love it if you left me a comment. Ask any questions. I'll certainly get back to you. If you're not already a subscriber, I'd love it if you would subscribe. I'm getting so close to 100 subscribers, so won't be long. I'll be very excited. Thank you to everyone that has already subscribed. I really appreciate it. Okay then, see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.